Hello, I'm Bojana Milosevic, a student in Professor Pallason's microbiology class at DVC. Today I'll be presenting a topic that I've researched for my project, which is on type 1 diabetes. First of all, the reason I've selected this topic is because I was interested in researching autoimmune diseases, but since there are so many, I settled on type 1 diabetes since it's one of the most common ones. Autoimmune disease. So, as we're all familiar from class this far, a healthy immune system defends the body against disease and infection. But if the immune system fails to do that, it mistakenly attacks healthy cells, tissues, and eventually organs. Autoimmune disease happens when the body's natural defense system cannot tell the difference between our own cells and pathogenic ones, causing the body to target normal, healthy, functioning cells. These disorders affect many people according to research, every 1 in 6 individuals, and predominantly affecting women. They most frequently happen in prime years of life, and some of them can cause serious problems such as disability and even lead to death. There are more than 80 known types of autoimmune disease and that affect a wide range of body parts. Some of them are rare, while other ones are well known. What is type 1 diabetes? So our bodies are made up of many cells, and each cell needs glucose as a source of energy. So glucose comes from our diet or breaking down of carbohydrates. So in order for our bodies to manage blood glucose levels, let's say after we consume a meal, we require a hormone called insulin. So insulin is produced in islets of Langerhans, part of the pancreas, and it serves as the key in absorbing glucose from bloodstream into cells in order to be used for energy production. So insulin basically stimulates the cells to absorb glucose, causing the levels of blood glucose concentration to return to normal levels, or allowing us to maintain our homeostatic value of glucose, which is 70 to 100 milligrams per deciliter. So without sufficient insulin production, glucose builds up in the bloodstream instead of getting secreted into cells. This buildup of glucose in the blood leads to an elevated blood sugar level, which is known as hyperglycemia. So the body in this case is unable to use glucose as source of energy, and this is basically what leads to type 1 diabetes symptoms. So just to conclude, type 1 diabetes is a chronic condition that occurs when the body makes little or no insulin at all. How does a person get type 1 diabetes? So most frequently we hear about type 2 diabetes, which is more common and happens mainly due to poor diet and lifestyle factors. On the other hand, the far less common is type 1, which makes up only 5 to 10% of total diabetic cases in the US. Type 1 diabetes in the past was also referred to as juvenile diabetes because in most cases it is diagnosed in kids, teens, or young adults. At this point in time, this term has been outdated and science has concluded that it can arise at any age. So the exact triggers that lead up to this disorder are still unidentified. It is believed that beta cells are destroyed by own immune cells. The research suggests that this is a result of certain gene combination and environmental factors coming together. It is certainly not caused by one's lifestyle or diet choice or anything that anyone has an ability to control. Why is this topic important? Diabetes has been affecting human life for thousands of years. What's clear or somewhat clear about it is that it's initiated by T cells in the immune system attacking the insulin-producing beta cells in the pancreas. However, an initial trigger leading to this event still remains unclear. Early diagnosis of this disorder is critical because an elevated blood glucose levels can lead to something known as diabetic ketoacidosis, which can quickly lead to death. Although glucose is essential for life, too much of it can cause harm to human health and body. The cure of this disorder still remains undiscovered, but easy ways to manage it are available and necessary for life of those individuals affected. If left untreated, a number of conditions are likely to arise, such as stroke, kidney failure, high blood pressure, blindness, nerve damage, lack of blood movement that might even lead to feet amputation. So for my final conclusion, I would just like to say that type 1 diabetes is a lifelong complex disease that requires self-discipline of individuals who are diagnosed. So anyone diagnosed is required to intake insulin treatment for the rest of their lives on a daily basis. Fortunately, in today's world, there are many resources to maintain glucose levels that can prevent further health problems. Continued studies of this topic has a big importance in attempt to hopefully finding a permanent cure in the near future. My goal with selecting this topic was to bring awareness to early detection of type 1 diabetes, and for those diagnosed, to encourage them to closely monitor their blood glucose levels, which can prevent serious health complications. I hope you enjoyed my topic. Thank you for listening.